Huh?
Looks like it's about time for us to meet up with Ganyu.
Greetings, traveler.
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, but the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Or perhaps he sensed a power. Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer—
You really think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looked. Ooh, like a crystal fly's wings? That would be pretty cool. But actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore. And once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like taking credit for—
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things. And,
Well, what if this Adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious—
that was actually as far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. Still, if we set off now, we could head to Mount Up. You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore.
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so we probably don't even need to bring her food this—
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival, just in case. Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her own so much of the time. Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak, and now that I've made the contract, I can't be Traveler, Paimon, let's set off for Cloud Retainer's abode.
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu, but she's made up her mind now. Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer tries to start telling stories about her— Wait, did she leave already? Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you...
I can't believe it.
Huh? Did we miss...
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals. True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking... Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the...
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more Got it! Paimon has a group...
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestors. We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim. Paimon would sink like a rock. Just trust Paimon. The water's pretty deep over there. Quick! Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
What is going on?
How do you feel right now? Shenhe!
Why don't you say something? Okay, fine. We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely...
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already...
Okay. No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry.
As ever, the conqueror of demons comes and goes. Right. I didn't dare to... How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern? Oh, I had planned to spend the Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer... Earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her... Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continued to train with Master. In the other month, Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also but when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people, sometimes I'm not. Oh, is that what it is? So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the...
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out...
Music?
It's... kind of... happy or...
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us.
Yay! That's really helpful.
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on Paimon's description...
Oh, really? Great!
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Oh no! Paimon's gone deaf! Paimon can't hear it!
The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams.
Oh. Okay, fine. It's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the...
Oh. And a melody is?
Hey! Don't you patronize Paimon! Let's get one thing straight. Paimon knows plenty of nursery rhymes. Hey! Why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help...
Oh, was that from the opera that Yoonjin's?
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye. We're all there, raising our glasses. As I watched Yoonjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink, when you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole... So that's...
Wow, Shenhe. Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule with all... What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep...
I don't remember if my parents ever sang. I know some local folk songs. And, the songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops. Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, Nenny and Liyue probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about mundane. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes down to the most common, in that sense, we're all the...
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it.
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that
Thank you, everyone.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. I've planted many types of flowers.
You are too kind.
Nonsense. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I will save some for decoration. We can feast.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what?
Do people say that?
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really?
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title?
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated...
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she. Even after being chastised once already? Barely. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of... Well, shall one lead the way?
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory dishes.
If you want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us anytime.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you.
Is this Cloud Retainer? Why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever... Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. She was long ago. This region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her. Sea Gazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's...
He was an old friend and a former rival. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor one was content to let him... As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How pray...
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics.
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited... She always sought to make everyone happy. And one must say, she had quite the gift for it. It also helped that she never referred to one as that illumin...
Come on, get over yourself!
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations? At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop... Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Precisely. So, as you can see, even one as great as Rex Lapis, even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics for conversation. Each of those old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. So why was it that whenever we dined, we would drink together from a spot high in the mountains until the moon set and the sun rose, and Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glazed lilies were far more abundant back then.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Matt.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a lovely story and everything, but... Or are you saying that it was Guizhong?
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that. One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your... No matter. In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili Plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing.
What? You have loads of friends! And you
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. But in the end, one is nothing like Streetwood Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Moreover, back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability to both
Wait! That's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old... And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young.
Streetwood Rambler, a vain beauty. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained. As for her old friend, as soon as Streetwood Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man, after all, we all have known each other for several millennia.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code?
Enough of your intrusions. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompaniment. But Streetwood Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No, the two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetwood Rambler... Once upon a time, Streetwood Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, she preferred her own company. Music would go from mournful to soothing. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to our satisfaction. In celebration, she which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the
But if she was so happy with the melody, why would she...
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, one finally, in response, she said, though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone.
Aww.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind. Although I met Guizhong a few times, I never knew anything.
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished, and had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps these stories too. As of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued the drowned. Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic.
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it be that...
Oh? How so?
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand and embrace. Though these immortal mountains have lost an adeptus, the harbor of mortals has gained a wise. No loss can ever be undone. But there is all. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. People she can admire flower, though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit. Life goes on, because there are new friends.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's land. When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform?
You youngsters.
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping, and Leo
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss?
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before.
The edibles she brought this time. Very well, then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well. We don't want... Once the Gui... Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them carefully enough...
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still
What? Cloud Retainer?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you.
Whoa, Madame Ping?
It appears you made haste after all. One...
Oh, bless my soul.
Miss Illuminated Bird,
Said what, precisely? And why should one be...
Cause you're the one who's known Madame Ping before.
Street word. Or rather...
Cloud Retainer.
Given that lantern rite is almost upon us, the weather in this... Gone you, please.
So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak. Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man...
Let me think. What a long time ago that was. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all. When it appears that she...
Who's she?
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer...
Albeit reluctant.
After all, Lantern Rite's very purpose is to commemorate the... Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today.
So, how has she proven herself?
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were a weak... But as she interacted more and more with them, she marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits. She told us that to underestimate with the smallest amount of guidance, and a human who has reached their full potential may well be her...
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was... once...
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted...
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be...
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass and when I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
of all of us, it was Gui Zhong who was the fondest of these. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here...
Oh, yeah! Music! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you put? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you...
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much as I don't... It's been a long time since I played this zither. And whenever I play that tune, it always... There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there, no matter how much time goes by. The moment that...
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Oh, I would be lying to myself if I claimed... But that is not to say that grief doesn't get eaten. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. It is simply the nature of the world in which we live that... Just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer.
Be that as it may, I shall leave...
Well, if you're...
Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing here?
Ah, and now we've spooked Yanfei. No...
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad. Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some, work. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer?
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again?
It seems Ganyu still has...
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can chat a while.
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best.
You got it, Madam Ping!
Thank you all. I think you've listened. As for that melody, I will play it for you all another time.
Wow, that'd be great! We'll look for...
When that time comes, wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the harbor...
Alright, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news!
With the wind.
Mr. Dvorak! Ah, and Kuching's here too! Thanks for help.
Welcome back.
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking...
Are you serious? I see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adept. That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant...
Huh. That's a really interesting first reaction. Guess that...
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale is now...
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally Adepta, but Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only...
Madam Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take.
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what Paimon was...
I think... yes. I must thank... That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotion...
Ah, speaking of, Madam Ping wishes you all the best with the music festival. Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot, but listen to the...
Wait, are you serious? Oh no, now I'm starting to... Okay, alright. Nope, another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
with Ganyu. He asked us about what music means to people. After our recent adventure, Paimon thinks we have a lot.
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, we found out that music can be used, it can make people happy and moved, but it can also, and music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with
It sounds like you had an eventful trip. Don't worry,
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry on work?
Just a few things to wrap up. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile. Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
That should be everything taken care of, right? Oh, Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. What? Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Zhongli said he wasn't in a hurry, so if we went... Anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our fault. Anyway,
Oh, all right. Let's take a break here.
Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with... So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral
After everything we've been, we have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not to mention we have
invisible...
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to direct...
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just like
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. Well, don't worry, because Director Who's... There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came with my words, Xinyan's chords, and you will take the stage by storm with flames roaring, and the whole...
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh, now Paimon's rhyming along.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of all the pyrotechnics.
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains. It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this, as well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art form.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, to tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find...
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. I can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun.
And jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part.
Sure thing.
Oh, Traveler in Paimon. I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so when you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect you should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's...
familiar face. Have you come?
Everything's great! But if you're so curious...
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you want...
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow-cooked for many hours on low heat. Using a...
Wait, that mechanism...
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme...
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your... Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey... When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must
Oh, Zhongli! Huta told us to tell you something. She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet. When she says performance, she must mean the lantern right. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine. As for the banquet, since the director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Thank you. I will examine. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich. Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes...
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hutao, and this is a little something called...
The Blaze Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you too buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh! I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey! Woo!
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Xiao Lanterns,
Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Xiao Lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.